Good evening on this Wednesday, November 2nd. This is a brief 28storms.com tropical weather update. The latest infrared satellite animation reveals that there is a very weak low located to the south of the Gulf of Tehuantepec here in the eastern Pacific. However, it is very weak in nature and will continue to move in a general westerly fashion, so it's no threat to Mexico, and the rest of the tropics are fairly quiet. We do see that there is somewhat of an increase in convection here located just to the south of Puerto Rico, but there is a lot of vertical wind shear in that area, and no development is anticipated. The odds of tropical development within the next 5 to 7 days is relatively low. However, there could be one potential feature to keep an eye on in the central and western Atlantic. Currently taking a look at the water vapor over the United States, there is a powerful mid-level disturbance passing over the central plains, and some of the model guidance is indicating that this mid-level disturbance will continue to slide more toward the southeast, and with time over into the western Atlantic, we may see a broad area of low pressure develop near the surface out ahead of an upper level low, and if it remains in one general area for an extended period of time, it will have the chance to slowly evolve into a more tropical or at least subtropical feature. This is the 12Z run of the CMC model. We are looking at the 850 millibar relative vorticity. Here is the low to mid-level disturbance passing over Oklahoma and Kansas, and as we loop this over the next 6 days, you will see that once it gets into the western Atlantic, this trough is going to stall out over much of the Bahamas, and there will be some potential for surface low development, and that is the main feature that we will be monitoring in the tropics over the next week. The 18Z run of the GFS model is painting a similar picture as we go into the medium and extended range. The only difference is it has that area of low pressure developing a little bit more toward the east, just to the south of Bermuda, but it's not overly organized, and neither the CMC nor GFS are technically developing a tropical cyclone just yet. And finally, this is the 12Z run of the ECMWF. Over the next 24 and 48 hours, we can see the trough sliding into the east coast United States as we work our way into the early part of this weekend, and then into Sunday. The trough is now anchored over much of the central and western Atlantic. Notice that we do have a surface high building in over the Carolinas, and as that high continues to push more toward the east, we're going to see a cutoff area of low pressure here, and this is the type of pattern that would support at least a potential for at least some type of slow and hybrid development over in the open waters of the western Atlantic. And as we go into the next 7 days, this system is likely to retrograde a little bit more toward the west underneath that high until a second trough that is developing over the eastern United States begins to pick it up. So the potential for a hybrid or subtropical system in the western Atlantic will be the main topic as we continue to analyze the tropics on a day-to-day basis. The main thing we will be looking for is run-to-run model consistency. Naturally, if the models continue to show that area of low pressure, then the odds of at least some type of subtropical development will increase. But either way, this is not looking like an overly significant event. In the meantime, we will still continue to monitor the pattern and evolution of this potential system here at 28storms.com. So go ahead and check us out tomorrow afternoon for another video update.